So what do the outdoors and the road trips mean to me? I wear a lot of hats. I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, I'm a friend, a daughter, all the things. But when I'm on the road and doing these trips and out there doing what I love to do, I'm myself, I'm Emily, I'm me, and it just genuinely fills my cup as a woman, because it's so important to fill that cup so that you can pour into others. I joke a lot about, is the cup half full, cup half empty? I like to say that I'm just happy to have a cup, because if you're not filling your cup, you can't give into others. And that's why I continue to do these things. How I got started as the V8 Jeep girl, which makes me laugh because I'm literally just a girl. But I've always enjoyed doing these types of things, and I remember scrolling through my personal Instagram to show a friend, and he was like, why don't you just create an Instagram for your Jeep and all the things that you do? And at first it was a little nerve-wracking, because you have the initial thought of, well, I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not, or what are people going to think, obviously runs through my head. But at the end of the day, I just started taking pictures and having fun with it, and using it kind of like a diary to keep myself on track with where I have been and the different campsites and places I've been. And I never in a million years thought that it would take off the way that it did. I always say love this life, because I do. I love this life of mine. I, of course, have hardships, but those don't always define you. And if you can just try to face each day with like, hey, something might happen, but it's always how you spin it. So you can always try to find the good in any type of situation. And having that mental fortitude has really helped me stay positive, if you will. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. So most of my trips are solo, and I get asked this question quite a bit with regards to how do I feel comfortable and how do I feel safe out there. I think that as a woman, or really anybody in particular, traveling solo, safety needs to be first and foremost. So I did have a scare back about a year ago. Somebody found me at the Grand Canyon. Was kind of being very vague. I was just like, hey, I'm going to Arizona. But somebody did find me, and instead of saying, hey, like, hey, come say hi, said, hey, he just was messaging me with what I was wearing and what I was doing. And that kind of put a dagger into my heart, made me very scared, and I ended that trip early, but learned from it. So whenever people ask, like, hey, where are you going? Just like, to the mountains or to the desert, very vague. So if I'm posting about it, I am long gone. So I'm usually posting about a week or 2 weeks in the past, just for safety reasons. Of course, I spend time at the range. I'm very comfortable with my safety that I do carry. Another thing is, I'm constantly pinpointing my location to my family through the Garmin. If I don't have service, immediately send it to them. Just be aware of your surroundings, really. Something that I've noticed with being off the grid is that you can see somebody coming, you can hear it, it's so quiet out there. So you can really, really hear anybody coming. The dust clouds, all of that. So just be aware of your surroundings. Danger can happen anywhere, in a hotel, in a crowded place, but I think the silence and the being out there, the only person that I know of for miles, can creep up on you if you're not smart about it. So the very, very first thing I do when I'm packing for my trip is I look at the weather. So about maybe 2 weeks before I leave, I add the locations that I'm going into my weather app on my phone. I'm kind of like, every now and then throughout the days leading up to me leaving, I'm looking at the weather because you have to know what you're prepping for, all the different things you need to bring. And that's one of the biggest prep advice I have if you're planning an extended overlanding trip, is to make sure you know the weather. It would also be a good idea to check out the elevation whenever you're going places to make sure that you are prepared. The one adventure that stands out in my head would be this past March. I did a 10-day trek solo to Death Valley, which is my most favorite place that I've ever been. The reason that stands out to me, I've been there before, but I was not solo. If you've ever been to Death Valley, you will understand the desolate that is out there. Going to Utah or Colorado, South Dakota, any of the other states I've been to, I don't feel like you're as out there as I did in Death Valley. I've also never seen a sign that says no services available, no tow available. So the literal no one is coming to save you really hit hard. And that sign was very unexpected, but I'm like, well, I'm here, let's go. So I do travel with a Garmin, so I have a way to reach out to my family if something did go wrong. But that really stands out to me just because the beauty that's in that back country of Saline Valley within the Death Valley National Park is unlike anything I've experienced. If you can make it to the Saline Hot Springs, it is about 30 miles from the nearest service. It's worth it. They are concrete hot springs, or on the map they call them warm springs, which I don't know if it's a joke because they are hot, but they call them warm springs. And in the complete desolate desert, there's a mound of palm trees. And then within those palm trees, I think there's 4 or 5 little pods. And like I said, they're all concrete, built up with concrete benches. And it's this little oasis in the middle of nowhere. And it's absolutely beautiful. Something that may not be traditional that I do, but is very helpful, is before I leave, I meal prep everything. So I have I've actually honestly eaten the same thing every single day for almost 3 years. So it's a very solid habit for me. So I'm prepping all my chicken. I eat chicken and rice, or sometimes rice and chicken. And then I eat chickens for dinner. So I prep it all, and that way it's honestly one less thing I have to think about. It's a no-brainer that I'm gonna be fueling myself so that I can continue doing what I'm doing. Of course, every now and then I'll swing in somewhere and get a little treat or a little snack, but for the most part, I'm just eating all my prepped food, and it has been a game changer. Just heat and eat, baby. I'm hoping to get up to Washington and ride that ferry to Alaska, but I guess mentally and emotionally, I just want to keep filling my cup. And I genuinely never thought I would inspire anybody to do this, to get out there and see these things, but people on the internet have been so gracious and so loving and have asked for advice with regards to trails and camping, and letting me know that I have inspired them, which is awesome because all of this is just out there. It's public land. It's made for you and me. So if we don't protect it and appreciate it, it could be taken. And that would be a very sad thing. And my next big trip will be, I have 2 plans, so actually 3. So I have one next week planned to head west to Arizona. And then I'll be heading to Nevada in November, and then another west trip in December. So once again, my favorite is the west because of the desert. And my road trip playlist. So I get a lot of comments about my music. Honestly, check out Collective Soul Radio. That's where 90% of my music comes from, that or just straight Blink 182 radio.